Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this January the 25th, 2024 daily cryptocurrency XRP Bitcoin video that you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve. And we are the number one crypto insider that is not paid by promotions or by products or influenced by the criminal gangsters that have infiltrated the social media sphere to fleece, heist, and shice the audience on coins like the Huck Hui coin to just get rug pulled. Jay, and hit that like button, share. Mandatory for you to share. That's the only thing in this channel that is mandatory for my audience is to share this page and like it to push us through the YouTube sphere to help get this content out to the more people. We're just gonna hide that nonsense. See, we try to hide all these, but there's so many of them. And another thing you can do is if you want to become members of Jabroni Killer to support the channel, this is a quick, easy way to support the channel. You just simply go into one of my videos over here, into here. Simply go into one of my videos. I don't know why it's doing it that way. Makes no sense. Go into my content, view all, content, view all, video. Excuse me, hold on one second. Bear with me here, my beautiful audience. Go into the content, get rid of that. Click a video. Here are the Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Oops. Click on here. Hit more. Right there. See that right there? Vincenzo's Jabroni Killer. That's how easy it is to help support the channel for an industry cheap $2.99 a month to become members of Jabroni Killer. You just simply click that link, sign up. It's the best value for the cheapest price and the content that you get to support this channel to keep it free. From old Vincenzo, and join Robinhood, link below there if you want to trade with Vincenzo. And then I have a Coinbase app in there too. But that's how easy it is right there by super simple and easy ways to help support the channel. Those are the easiest ways you can do it. You can also super chat to support the channel. And as always, comment like this guy, Dave Deva Velo. We do cover Velo every day because the audience wants it. This guy wanted a joke because he doesn't seem to like me. The government loves you and they're here to help. That is my next joke that he requested. GR8 update, a great update always, Vincenzo. Could you do XCN? Yes, we can. To Peter Duba 4941, we will put XCN. I don't know anything about it, but we'll add it. The Gate Man 999, great TA, thanks. I appreciate your support. And this is another way you can support at ISO Future Millionaire the best by commenting. This does help push us through the YouTube sphere. XUS 001 just in time. I appreciate your comment. So this is a great way to support the channel by commenting the coins you want, interacting with me so I can interact with you, and your comments and your likes push us through that YouTube algorithm to help promote the page. And that is the best way by sharing it, liking it, and commenting to help me push through the sphere. And I will put and comment and add into the rotation things that you like Peter Dubai 4941, XCN. We will add into this update and I'll put it on right here, XCN, oops, XCN to make sure it's in there. That looks like it's right there, Kraken. Now we have it in there. So we will make sure that we cover that one today. And we're going to start off with the XRP. And there's going to be about 4 coins in this update. And then about 3 hours from now, I'll post it in the pinned comment below with XLM will be in the next one and the other 4 coins that'll be in that update because the videos are very long. So if I break them up, it seems to help the audience. So XRP, what we're continuing to watch here in these things in the full screen are going to remain the same until a pattern breaks out with the one of the 2 patterns that we're in. And we'll put this and make this bigger. So we're either in the daily time frame, but we have it in the 4-hourly to break it down. We're either in a head and shoulders topping reversal pattern, short term topping reversal pattern, where you had the big pump, and then you got the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. And then this would be your neckline where you have support, support, support. In theory, forecasting, if this is a head and shoulders, this would come down into the support level, form a right shoulder. And then if it is and it broke down, your underneath support would be at $1.46. And if we go to the daily time frame, you can see the $1.46 actually right now is exactly the 200-day moving average. So this is a very critical pattern because that does line up with some multiple things there that could be telling you what that is. Or say this is not a head and shoulders topping reversal pattern because we can only speculate on what could happen into the future. And that's what we're trying to do here to try to predict and forecast the market, make that smaller. You could say this is a small bull flag right here, a miniature bull flag. After you broke out of this pump, this could be just a mid-ground consolidation where you have overhead resistance. And if we go into the 4-hourly, we need some more candles because this is such a small time frame. Oh, that actually lined up beautifully. You got your descending overhead resistance, right? And we're going to make that smaller. And then we'll make this, we don't use purple that much. So we'll make it purple. And then we will clone it. And then we will lock it. And then we got our underneath support right here, right? Get out of there. Move that. Right about in there, even though the wicks come in and out of it, the wicks are important, but we like to use full body candles to see if something's breaking out in a longer time frame, and we'll lock it. You could say this is your bull flag, a small bull flag, but a bull flag nonetheless, where you have your most recent pump, then you have your descending overhead resistance, descending underneath support, and it's not it's a falling channel, which would be your flagpole because it is just as wide at the beginning as it is at the end, and it's fairly consistent, which would be which would be a descending channel, right? And that would be your flagpole. This would be your flagpole, correction, and this would be your flag right there. And that's something that we're looking at right there. You see your flag pole is what's holding the flag itself. And that could be a pattern that we're in right now. And that would be a very bullish short-term consolidation pattern after the most recent pump. And that would get you all the way up to that $4.71 because you would go from the bottom of the flagpole to the top. You would go from the bottom of this flagpole. Ooh, I think we just changed that. No, that's right. The bottom of the bottom of the flagpole right here to the top of the flagpole to the flag itself to the point of a breakout, and that gets you up there, but we're putting it back here just to keep it out of our way, and that gets you up to $4.71, and we can put it out here. It just gets kind of cloudy. This would be the point of a breakout. We move that over. $4.68, $4.71, depending on where it breaks out at. And that could be what we're in right now. And that would be a new all-time high. If we haven't broken the all-time high, I'm not exactly sure if we have or not, because each chart is individually different depending on which one you look at. So that's what I think you might be in. And if you do break up, that would be very, very bullish. And then we have our major upside target. If this was one gigantic flagpole consolidation right here in the daily time frame, where this big flagpole right here, then you had the flag itself right here, where you had descending overhead resistance, horizontal underneath support, forming your pennant for your bull flag. And if this is the case in a super bullish scenario, your ultimate breakout target would be all the way up there at $12.30. That one is the least likely to happen at the current time, but it is still a possibility. So that is the reason that it's up there. The two that are the most likely would be your midterm consolidation right here with your head and shoulders, potentially future topping reversal pattern that we're paying attention to, or the short-term bull flag that could be having another leg up to the upside all the way up to $4.68. And that's something that we're looking at. And on a breakdown, you would look at initial support of 257 as your major underneath support. And if you came down there and held it, you're still very bullish, right? It's not until you broke that 257 would become short-term bearish. You got your 50-day moving average now almost getting out there in a couple of days. It'll be meeting up with that underneath major support. The 100-day moving average is right at the $1.98. support level. And then the 200-day now has slithered its way all the way up to the $1.47, $1.48 area. And that's what we're watching out for in the old XRP. What coins are we going to put into this update? A little XDC we'll put into this update. XDC right now, after a big pump to the upside, you can see we've been in, we need to get more candles in here. We had a big pump and we've gotten rejected recently. And if we start taking some overhead support and resistance, you got your overhead support, your underneath, or your overhead resistance, you got your underneath support running right around in there. We'll actually move it down a little bit, right around into that area. And we got rejected the last time, but we're holding at support. But the XDC, if you notice, even in the 4-hourly, and let's see if it's doing it in the daily. In the daily, it's not yet. The daily, the moving averages are still moving up, but you're at a critical support level, and you can see where we've been playing this. Resistance, 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 support, 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 right? Then we moved into the future. Get rid of this. We move into the future. We had another last pump, resistance, and now we're back on support. So if this is going to continue to play in the same fashion, we could pump back up into support next, which would bring us very, very close into this $1 or the 19-cent level. If you break down your breakdown prices in the daily time frame, you'd be looking at the moving averages, the 50 at 9.5 cents, the 100 at about 7.5 cents, and the 200 at about 6 cents. So that's what we're looking at in XDC. In this video, we'll put some of these other ones. DGB, we'll always put into this. DGB is now trying the last couple of days here. We've been watching, can we hold the 200-day moving average? Because we've been sticking on it the last couple of days. And now the last 24 to 48 hours, we have actually bounced off the 200-day. And now we're running up back to the 0.0, about just over 1 cent, which is the 50-day in the daily. And if we go look at it, you can see we're consolidating just above or just below the 50-day moving average in the daily time frame. And this is your next major area. You need to break above this because this is where your 50-day is after getting supported in the daily time frame by the 200-day moving average, which is down here. If you can break back above this 50-day moving average in the hourly, hold it in the hourly and continue to move to the upside, you could turn this from the short-term bearish action that it's been in, and it's actually been in a pretty significant short-term bearish action as we got rejected off that 2.25 cents. And from the swing high to the swing low, we went down 54.39%. But if you can get above in the daily, the 50-day moving average, you're at 0.01198. You could try to make a run back up there, because if we look out at the daily time frame, you can see what we did make was a double top, right? We had a pump, top, pump, two, right? Double top. But there's a pattern that could be emerging within this, is you could say this is a cup and handle, where you have your cup neckline up there, and then you swooped all the way down to form your cup. See that? That would be your neckline. And then this would be your handle right here. And that would be a very bullish formation. And we're going to actually keep that down there. If this is a cup and handle, and the way you do a targeted move on a cup and handle in the daily time frame, and these patterns are most reliable in the longer term time frame, come down to the bottom of support, come up to the neckline, use it at the point of a breakout, and you can see where that would get you. That would get you all the way up there, pretty close, I believe, to the all-time high. It would run you right up into that range of the old all-time high, and that would be a targeted move of all the way up here at about 8, almost 9 cents. So that's something that we're watching out for. If that is a sneaky cup and handle right there, and this is just a handle right now in the consolidation, and if you break out of that, this would be super bullish in the daily time frame, and we're going to absolutely pay attention for that. Obviously, our normal um asking me to pay for their nonsense. And Oxyon, something that I'm very unfamiliar with. It looks like this thing is already pumped and pumped hard. You can see we were given back after this coin came out. It fleece heisted and shisted people and went down 99%. And now it looks to be on like a 6 or 8x run just recently. It's on a wow. I wish I would have bought that the mother scratcher. It's on a 26x return right now. Very impressive. And that makes me nervous anytime something's at a 26x return. But if we look at it, this appears to be the most volume that this thing's ever really had. So that's very interesting. Um, but that would always make me nervous. This thing went down 99%, and now the most recent pump action, the people are pumping it up 26x. And anytime something in the short time frame, and literally the last 2 months goes up 26 times itself, I would be a little nervous that there could be some kind of correction. And I'm gonna have to follow this thing to see because I don't know anything about it. I'm just looking at the chart. But I would pay attention in this. My best advice would be pay attention to the daily volume, pay attention to the weekly volume. And as soon as this daily volume starts to decline, I would be very cautious because if this thing just 26 timed itself ever since uh the November and since January 17th, it's almost made 50% of that move on 11 times itself. So that would make me, if you haven't bought this already, if you're already in this and you're riding the pump, congratulations and enjoy the pump. But I wouldn't, it would make me very nervous to try to jump into this with a lot of money. And you can see in the hour time frame, we had a big spike here and a big spike there because at any moment this thing could have a big correction because it's up 26 times itself. So if you're in it, congratulations. If you're not, uh, it's up to you to decide what you want to do, but that kind of stuff always makes me a little nervous. Like, subscribe, and share. The next video coming out in a couple of hours will have XLM. It'll have AMP. It'll have Bitcoin dominance, which is very important to follow. It'll have VLO and a few other of the coins that we cover on a daily basis. Peace and love.